What's up, guys? Steve Sulze here, coming back at you with another What the Fuck Wednesday. And today talking about victim mentality. What the is it with being a victim is so appealing? If your mindset is when there's a problem immediately goes to start making excuses and pointing blame, maybe you're part of the problem. Instead of pointing the blame, making excuses, think about starting how to create solutions for whatever the problem is, whether it's you or someone else. So a lot of, talk about, people losing their SNAP benefits and things like that. There are people obviously that are abusing the system. I don't believe that the system was ever put in place to be sustainable for people to be on long term outside of permanent disability. You lose a finger, you're disabled. Can I still drive? Can I still make it to work? Can I still do a gajillion of jobs? Yes, but you are considered disabled and qualify for benefits. And when someone is subsidizing and paying for everything for you, what motivation is there for you to even get a job or to get a better job? And then, the economies of scale and, the inflation, it all sucks. But what happens to where my head goes is, man, you know what? I've got to live within my means. So as inflation rises and prices rise, I can't keep spending the same way that I was. I have to curl back on some of my expenses. You run your life, you need to run your life just like you would run a business. You've got revenues, you've got expenses. So whenever, we can't pay the bills, I either need to make more money or I need to cut expenses. So you either go out, you get a better job, make more money, or you start cutting back on the Starbucks, the dinners, whatever it is, and you got to prioritize your life. If you take a look, I guarantee that you can end up saving yourself some money somewhere, and stop being a victim. In addition to that, you don't need to get your hair done. You don't need to get your nails done. You don't need a fancy car. You don't need a fancy cell phone. You don't need to have a big fancy house. Those are things that once you are living within your means and you have steady income, you can work towards those things. You don't deserve them. You need to earn them. And I think that's the problem, where people need to shift, that everybody thinks that they deserve what they see other people having on social media or other people are in society. They think they deserve that. No, you don't fucking deserve anything. You need to earn it, okay? So change your mindset of providing solutions to problems when you see them, even if they're not your problems. And start to have that shift of what can I do to improve, as opposed to make excuses. And I love the saying where if nothing changes, nothing changes. And that's the concept, is that if you don't make any changes, how can you expect to have some type of improvement in your life or someone else's? So again, challenge yourself to do better. I challenge myself to do better. I'm here to help. So if you have questions, or you don't know how to budget, you don't know how to help prioritize, call me. Message me. I'd be happy to help show you some things that work for me. Not saying it's the best thing that out there, but I'm just out here struggling. I'm trying to do my best too. So I do feel we're all in the same boat. We're just at different levels. But I continue to strive and try to do what I can to not be a victim. Growing up poor, not having anything, earning everything that I've had up until this point in my life, I greatly value hard work, and I'm glad that I have that hard work ethic. And I want to do better for myself than what my parents did for themselves and what they did for me. And that's my constant driver. So, growing up shitty, I wanted to make sure that wasn't how I completed to live my life. So I urge you to kind of look inward and do the same.